All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I am trying to look at four stocks here if I can. All right, we're going to look at MVIS, SOUND. We will look at SAVA, and then if I've got time, I want to cover Dish on this one as well. All right, so interesting things going on. I'm zoomed out like this for a reason, all right? And obviously I'll get to the details later, but you can't underestimate a line, a moving average specifically, this 100 right here, that you just haven't done anything to for months and months and months and months. All right, so it's been a very interesting battle here. I think it's understandable, right? But yeah, obviously we all want it to go up and break it, right? But yeah, these are hard lines, and this is the second to last one for a reason. You know what I mean? So that'll kind of be the story there. I think kind of similar story with SoundHound, if I'm not mistaken, but I actually am not 100% where that one ended. SAVA caught my eye a little bit late. I obviously wish I rode today. I did not ride today, but there are reasons to believe there's still more to be had. I'm really curious what the story is there for sure. And then look, Dish Network, I'm not here to talk about squeezes and this and that. You know that, right? But hey, it is making some nice technical moves, and that is what I love to see, love to talk about, and what I think is more sustainable than squeeze this and squeeze that. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll talk about all that and more, but before we go any further, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll talk about the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh man, I appreciate it so much. All right, so let's get into it. Again, I started the video with it, I'm going to say it again. Obviously, we're going to talk about the immediate, but you can't forget what the past has been, all right? And the 100 moving average has been a very hard impossibility for the last 1, 2, 3, almost 4 full months, if not pretty much exactly 4 full, whatever, you know what I mean. Obviously, same thoughts for the purple line, but we're not quite there just yet, right? So look, we were able to break it with a nice, big, good candle. That's awesome, right? Again, doing it once, especially when you haven't touched it in, like I said, months on months, it makes a little sense that you're not going to like get that follow through immediately. You know what I mean? And you know, it's sad because Nasdaq has been doing all right, right? Like I thought it was going to obviously do a little bit worse than it has been. It's been doing this nice little bounce. Like we're actually kind of heading on back on up, and like Nasdaq's looking legit, right? And hopefully that strength carries into next week, right? But yeah, we didn't quite see the same follow through up. But again, what I'm seeing is, look, we're roughly speaking, oscillating around this line. And hey, one thing that I said, and look, we're essentially still on it. So in some ways, I haven't been right or wrong just yet. But look, I expected, like, it's not like it's like rocket science, right? When the two lines go, like, it's going to meet in a point, right? But yeah, I expected the point to be roughly at 255. I wasn't sure if this green line was going to keep going up and the stock was going to go with it, or the blue line was going to come down and the stock was going to go with it. And it's literally just kind of living on the line still, right? So the wedge moment, the point, the 108, that moment came and left, and it really didn't give the answer I was expecting, either up or down. And that's actually something I had talked about, man, I want to say a couple videos ago. But yeah, I didn't think we were going to hold this high. Oh, no, I'm talking about a different stock. Sorry. Whoops. I'm mixing thoughts here. But yeah, nonetheless, like I said, the point came and went. And yeah, it's still, I think, an oscillation of the 100. The problem is the 100 is the one that's going down. I don't like that, right? So we need to see the 8 take the oscillation. All right, I'm going to repeat that one more time. Right now, what I believe is happening, again, because we haven't touched this line in a long time, is we're going to go up it, we're going to go down it, we're going to go up it, we're going to go down it, right? What I need to believe is no, we're not going up and down on the 8. We're actually going, not up and down on the 100. We're going up and down on the 8. And again, going back to what NASDAQ looks like, NASDAQ's making me believe, you know what, we used that thing, we broke that thing, we've broken that line, we're going to keep going up. Our RSI came back down to a healthy 50, is ready to go back up to maybe 80 something, right? We still got ways to go on up, right? I think S&P 500 is also, again, now actually touching some golden lines, right? So the fact that next week is actually setting up well, hopefully we can take it. And again, right now, that's going to be our number. All right, we need to close over 261. If you can start giving me 262, 263, 264, even better, right? But I need to believe we are no longer at the mercy of this blue line going down, and we're actually going to start using and following the 8. Because again, like I said, the wedge moment didn't give us the up. It didn't give us the down. I guess in some ways horizontal is better than the down, right? But yeah, we're getting there. And I think the fact, I haven't talked about this line yet, just in a minute, right? But the 20 is also going up. And I'm hoping that the 20 also is able to get over that, aside from the fact that 20 going above, that's a golden cross. That now also leads me to believe that the 8 and the 20 are actually over it. We're not going to go much further than below the 20 anyways, and we're going to go back on up, right? So a lot actually rides on Monday. And I think I'm going to take the NASDAQ bullishness, the S&P bullishness, and I think Monday is going to give us that 261, 262. Again, it has to be a close. I don't want to hit it sometime during the day and get excited. No. We need a regular hour close to be there, okay? That's the goal. Again, I would say worst case is we might drop to here, 246. I would not want to drop to 246 because then again, now we're going to start worrying about like coming a little bit lower into the 230s, right? But again, it seems like we're going to want to go up. MACD's at least positive. I know it's not looking great, and obviously we have the red line over the green line, but yeah, I see some strength up here. I see a lot of strength in the indices, and I always say it, right? Like if the indices are well, individual stocks will do well. So where are we on the weekly? Look, this is a tight weekly. It's a really tight weekly, right? You've got a lot of moving averages stacked right here. Yeah, we actually on the weekly closed still above the line, and I'm still seeing I'm okay with this, right? I think this was a healthy red day in a good week on up, and yeah, if we can get over 286. Where's 286 on here? That's a little high. Oh, that's probably closer to that. Oh yeah, okay. Now we're starting to talk about the. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the 200 moving average yet. Obviously, I know it wasn't that long ago I was talking about $4 goals, right? So like, I don't want to talk about anything. I don't even want to talk about this purple 280, 290. Right now, the immediate goal is actually to break 269. If you can get me into the 270s, oh yeah. We're going to start talking about the 200 and breaking that. Right now, the next 14 cents is a battle, and that's what needs to happen. We need to get into 270. Otherwise, like I said, it actually might be a quicker ride to 230 than we want it to be, all right? So, but again, I'm liking this weekly. I'm still liking the daily, and I'm still liking the indices overall. Oops, look at that. Not too bad a place to be, all right? Let me know if you disagree or have any questions. Otherwise, let's come into SoundHound. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Okay, it's funny. SoundHound and MVIS, I don't know if you watch both or not, but they are almost living the same thing, and I for a very quick moment, got SoundHound a little confused because I do cover this one a little bit more than that one, all right? But there's a lot of interesting things happening, and it's funny to see this look the way it does after what I just said about MVIS. And it's actually a little hard to separate the thoughts. So let me at least be real honest and show you all what I just kind of talked about and what I see. So on this stock, the 20 moving average has not gotten over the 100. And my thought was, if it's able to, I think it'll help ride the stock up and kind of like actually beat the 100. It's funny to see literally that same setup, right? Like it was. We're now at the point where it was. But yeah, end of the day, if it can't hold the 8, I guess it's what it is. It's not apples to apples. And like I said, I just wanted to at least like throw that out there on this thing. Just like these are unscripted, right? I think there's a lot of value to that in a bunch of different ways, right? So you're just getting my raw thoughts, looking at some charts and lines, right? So what's happening, and what did I say in the last video, and like, is that still holding here, and this and that? So obviously the immediate thing, right? But before I talk about SoundHound, I'm a little surprised to see NASDAQ, not comp. I'm a little surprised to see NASDAQ do a U up and to see SoundHound do the U down or L down, whatever you want to call it, right? Palantir has done this almost same thing, right? So I think a little bit of me is I'm seeing the sector, you know, kind of. This one's obviously a little more extreme, and I shouldn't have flashed that one. That was really silly. I just didn't know what it was. I did know what it was. Sorry, but yeah, I'm surprised that NVIDIA is doing the NASDAQ copy. Palantir is doing this, and SoundHound's doing that, right? Like, again, I know they're all kind of different companies, and sometimes it upsets people when I'm kind of like, look at this one. Why isn't this one doing the same thing, right? But yeah, to me, the sector is just, it should be in unison. And when it's not, I don't know. It gives me a little bit of an odd feeling, all right? Overall, technically, it's a lot of the same comments, like I said, with MVIS, right? Like, we have been under the 100 moving average, this blue line, since late July. You just saw it on the 24th, and have never been able to touch it until the last couple weeks, right? So the fact that, you know, we're doing this little bit of an oscillation on the line, it's a good and bad thing, right? Obviously it's bad because the line is going down, right? So like, that's not the one that you want to be oscillating on, right? What really needs to happen, and again, I'm echoing a lot of the MVIS comments because they're both tech, right? But this is recovering and going up. All right, SPX is holding and going up. You know what I mean? Like, it should bring this with it. That's generally how it works, right? So your money line right here really is 217, 218. Excuse me. Okay. I mentioned that, like, you know, I also believe that these three lines would hold. I still kind of believe it, you know, and I think the goal would be, because again, oscillate up, oscillate down, oscillate up, oscillate down. If you could oscillate up one more time and then let those two hold and win, that might be what it takes. All right. But yeah, if we can get over 223, I think that's kind of the immediate money line is what I would say. If we can get to that, or obviously higher, that's going to help me believe that the 100's no longer an issue. We're actually back over the 8 and the 20 and we're ready to go. Okay. Otherwise, yeah, we might be coming. I feel like if we're going to come here, we're probably going to drop to the 50. But look, $2, if not as low as $1.95, give or take, right, would be the downside. But yeah, I'm hoping that the NASDAQ strength carries this. There's nothing else to it, right? We've been living in this tight little window as well of the like 215, 220, that kind of like world, right? So there is a good little like horizontal coming here. Yeah, we just, again, I'm a little surprised. I am. I would have thought that the NASDAQ recovery would have done better here. I think maybe, I don't know. I don't want to talk about Palantir too much on this one, right? But Yeah, I think I'm actually a little surprised. Now, look, I don't like it when it's a red over green and red over green on the MACD and the RSI. When these two are kind of saying the same thing like that, that's generally not a good thing. It's also not a good thing when you see more red, in the volume side like this, right? So, in a lot of ways, these three are not saying good things. MACD is positive, so I mean that's at least a decent thing, right? But I'm still putting a little bit more weight up here. I'm still putting a little bit of, and look, we're physically under the lines, right? Like we closed right here. We're under the three, right? But I think these three are gonna, like I said, we're just oscillating on them until I either see a crazy red candle take me down and say, okay, we've given up the three, right? But yeah, I think again that's what we gotta do is just get over that 224, 223, something like that. Where are we on the weekly? Did I look at the weekly already? It's a tight weekly. It's a little. It's a little. I'm still okay with this. I am too. Like we're still holding the 8 and the 20. Haven't quite cracked the 50, but I mean it's a hard line. It is. I'm staying relatively optimistic here. I am actually. I think that the Nasdaq will hold and it'll lift this thing too. So let me know if you disagree. Let me know if there's any specific news I've missed. But yeah, more than anything, I'm a broken record. But Nasdaq, you did well the last couple days. Why didn't this bad boy? I want to talk about SAVA a little bit here. Oh man, this is the perfect view for it actually. SAVA, look, I don't know what the news is. If you can please let me know, I'll be honest with you. I'll take the weekend to actually look at some news on this one, I think, all right? SAVA has been dancing with, dancing with, dancing with, dancing with, dancing with, dancing with, breaking all 5 lines. Today it finally does, all right? Did we get over this? Oh, we did. Let's just double check. Okay, this day closes at 24.24. Today we close at 24.40, 24.39. Beautiful. Hell yeah. I love that. SAVA looks nice. All right. I don't know what this news was. All right. Obviously, the stock was living well below all the moving averages, right? Never a good thing. Something got it to the top. It was able to hold, and today it looks like it's starting to break. RSI is still really healthy. MACD is ready to go. Volume could pick up and hold. Like, there is a lot to like here, right? If I'm going to draw some lines, give me a sec. I'll take you. I think that'll be the first line we draw. Let's see where we are compared to that. That's just under where we close. Look at that. Okay, yeah, that's the first line we draw. From there, I think that's something. I think that's something. And I don't think it's worth drawing any lines higher than that because I think, okay, well, all right, I'll do that. I will draw that one right there. I think that's what's going to slow us down if it's going to get up there. And then I'll draw that right there. Okay, I think these are the decent lines up. There's a good shot if this, like I said, the RSI is low. RSI is still relatively low. How high were you on this day? 77. It's been a little higher. What day are 77, 79? Okay, so 79 is actually just into the 80s is actually what it. So maybe it doesn't go all the way up. Okay, either way, let me take a step back before I talk about going up. You can't get excited about one single candle. Okay, there's a lot of moving averages that broke on this one, and it needs to make a really big move on Monday and basically close right here at 25.70, give or take, for me to believe in this candle. Otherwise, I actually would not be surprised if we come down to 23.40. If not 23.40, maybe 22.60. And dude, if it starts to slip, and do that, right, obviously, but if it starts to slip below 22.60, it could start to fall a little quickly, and that would be my very, like, oh man, be careful moment, all right? I gotta say though, and again, I was silent right there because I was thinking there's a lot to like here. Again, I really would like to know the news here, and I'll probably take a little bit to figure it out myself if I don't see anything in the comments. But look, what's gonna matter is if the volume can sustain. If the volume can sustain, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of just red that could really pick up quickly, and there's not a lot of history on this thing as well, right? So we're oh, there is. Interesting. There's a little bit more back here. Oh, I didn't see that on the daily. I was only looking at the daily. Sorry, I'm just looking at this. Yeah, I like my lines too, actually. I do. Okay. Yeah, it's all about that. And look, it's kind of the one echoing comment on all of them. There are lines that haven't been touched for a while. This thing, though, what I do like is it's been week after week after week after week after week of trying to break it, and today did it pretty nicely and takes out the tallest one to the left, relatively speaking, right? So I think I am more bullish on this than worried, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you can catch something 280-ish, if not, yeah, again, 2330. I like that. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, oh wait, hold on, did I look at the weekly? I didn't. Oh, look at that. That one lines up with that one. Okay, so maybe this one slows us down. Maybe 2780 is going to be a little bit harder to break. That actually kind of looks like it's going up as well. I think 2780 might be a good wall on this one, but that's a little bit more than 10%. And yeah, I'll be honest, if we can get to that, it might still have some juice, especially if volume picks up and RSI holds. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'll do dish on another one. All right. Hey, have a good one. Thank you.